Welcome back to the show. 2022 was a record year for romance scams.
Yeah, it sure was. Americans lost a total of $1.3 billion. New Yorkers are number 4 on the list of victims, losing more than $250,000. New Jersey ranked number 15, losing just over $14 million.
Yeah, so how can you avoid becoming a victim? So joining us now is Christopher, a reformed romance scammer, and David McClellan, the president of Social Catfish, a company dedicated to preventing online scams. Thank you both for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Christopher, let's begin with you. How did you get involved with these romance scams, and where were you finding these victims?
I got involved with this romance scams in my second year in the university. That was 2015. My first year was kind of rough because I need to stay in the school hostel. My parents were not there to take care of me. And I have 4 other siblings in the university that my parents take care of. And our economy here is it's not encouraging. So I just needed to find a way to make money. And I turned into scamming. That was why I scammed. And my victims are especially retired single women that are of age, in their 50s and their 60s, that are single and lonely because they need someone to care for them.
Yeah, they do, and they're very, very vulnerable. And I know you've reformed yourself, and you say you're trying to help lead people not into another direction so they understand what is out there. So, David, where are most of these scammers from, and what are the most common lies that scammers are telling victims? I mean, I guess Christopher has helped you understand that a little bit better to try and stop this.
Yeah, I mean, so we do a lot of research into all types of scams. Certain scams happen in certain parts of the world. Romance scams specifically tend to happen in Nigeria. And so even in, places like, Lagos, where, Chris is that's where he lives around. They scam in one way, and in different parts of Africa, they scam, another way. But the majority of romance scams do come from Africa. And the types of lies that we tend to hear the most of are, people that are sick, are in prison, are stuck in customs. And so if you're talking to somebody online and you start getting those types of excuses, those are huge red flags.
Okay, David, I have another question for you. Are there any specific characteristics that these scammers are looking for in potential victims? I know Christopher mentioned an age range.
Yeah, so, people that are 50 years and older, that are tend to be single but not always single, tend to be, the biggest targets for romance scams. And so every single year we do these studies, those are the types of people that tend to lose the most amount of money. Now we are seeing trends where, ages 20 years and younger are actually being scammed, but they just don't lose money, like somebody that's 50, 60, 70 years old that has a lot of assets.
So, Christopher, I have to ask you, what made you stop doing this? Because to come forward and talk about it and try to help now, but there are still, a lot of victims out there. So, what made you stop?
I stopped year 2021 when I scammed a woman. I scammed her over $20,000.
Wow.
It's a lot of money, and it felt really good. But at some point, she became sick. She was really sick. She became depressed. She was so depressed. Our kids stopped talking to her because of me. So I just had to talk to her, call her on video call someday, and I showed her my face. I told her I'm sorry for what I did. This is me. I'm sorry for scamming you. And she made me stop. Like, she talks to me up to date. Like, she took me like a mother, and
wow,
she really loves me. And so she made me stop. That was why I stopped scamming.
So you felt a little remorse and your conscience kind of kicked in.
Yes, I had this guilty conscience, and she's really asking me to. She knew I was coming out already, and she really wanted to let me tell her the truth. She persuaded me, and I had this conscience disturbing, and that was how I stopped.
Well, I'm glad that you met her unfortunate circumstances, but that's a special lady for sure.
Christopher, can you give us an idea of something that you would say to a woman to kind of get that initial interaction for them to continue this with you?
When I start a conversation, let's say the first, let's say the second time I'm talking to her, I'll encourage these women. Like, I'll show support for them. I'll tell them I really care about them, and they have a great sense of humor. Like, Americans like it when you have great sense of humor. So I encourage them, I support their ideas. I spend a lot of time. Attention is really important, you know. It's that's how I get my victims. I give them attention, I solve their problems to them, I give them ideas, and I show them I have a great sense of humor.
And today you show people how to avoid people like that, correct?
Yes. That's
Okay.
what I do.
David, what can you tell us about Social Catfish? What does it do exactly?
So essentially, we're a people search engine. We focus on online safety. So,
Yeah.
you know, that weird phone number that calls you, you know, you're going on a date for the first time, or you just want to understand and look up your own personal information, you can go to socialcatfish.com and you can do that. We're building monitoring tools that will give you alerts when we find your information out there, because that's how a lot of identity theft and scams happen. And, you know, we just recently built a fraud tool called Unfraud It that uses artificial intelligence to help you understand if the messages that you're getting, the emails that you're getting, the text message you're getting are actually scams.
So good. I have a question. How did you guys get connected?
So we have a YouTube channel called Catfished. And so we do 52 episodes a year, and we take people that, you know, are suspicious about the relationships they have online, and we do free investigations for them. And so Chris, the lady that had was speaking to Chris, we actually did an investigation for her, and we uncovered the scam. We reached out to Chris, and Chris actually, you know, came clean and you know, wanted to tell his side of the story. And so that's how we met Chris, and that was, I think, about a year and a half ago.
Okay. All right.
Well, David and Christopher, thank you both for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right, and if you would like more information about Social Catfish or to perform a reverse name search, you can go to their website. The information is right there on your screen.
Yeah.